Namaskar friends, I welcome you all to the digital media of Uday India. On our popular episode, that is Bhartiyata Ka Shankhanad, today I will talk about an incident that is buried in the annals of history and has long been forgotten. Also, you all know friends that history always have lessons and repercussions for our future. Yes friends, you have seen in the recent times the cracks in the walls and roads of Joshimath, floods in Chamoli and other natural incidents in Uttarakhand. Do you know the reason behind this? Well, there are many theories doing around on the internet and even in the research journals. So, here we are presenting another reason that locals in Uttarakhand are thinking to behind these natural incidents. Do you know, India had a nuclear device long before 1974 when India conducted its first nuclear test. And most importantly, India lost it. Yes, you heard it right. Generations of residents in the area in Indian Himalayas have long held the belief that a nuclear device is hidden beneath the snow and rocks of the Nanda Devi mountain summit. Following 1965 accident, this all had come in the open. And it is thought that a nuclear weapon is still operational and could result in a disaster in India. Locals think that the missing nuclear device was that caused the recent floods in Chamoli. China conducted its first nuclear test in 1964, alarming the United States. A photographer for National Geographic by the name of Barry Bishop met the head of the US Air Force, Curtis LeMay, at a cocktail reception in Washington, D.C. And Curtis LeMay is a significant figure in the history of American defense since he oversaw the bombing of Japan during World War II. Following their conversation about China's nuclear tests, the US realized how crucial it was to monitor China's nuclear capabilities. Americans reportedly lacked satellite capability in the region where China was reportedly conducting experiments, preventing them from utilizing satellites to eavesdrop on that region. Since China could be seen from our Himalayan mountain range peaks, they were crucial from a geographical standpoint. In order to keep tabs on what the Chinese side was doing, the US approached India. India was particularly interested in the offer because it had recently lost a war to China in 1962 and its close neighbor was developing nuclear weapons that prompted India and the US to work together because it was in both countries' best interest. The idea was to put a nuclear surveillance device on the Nanda Devi summit to monitor Chinese nuclear activity. On board were the American CIA and the Indian Intelligence Bureau. The mountaineers from India and United States who were meant to complete this expedition came together in Alaska, the United States, at Mount McKinley, where they underwent hard training. For the unversed, the highest peak in North America is Mount McKinley. The nuclear surveillance equipment that weighed around 56 kilograms and required the carrying of an 8 to 10 feet antenna, transceivers and snap generator to the summit of Nanda Devi mountain was intended to be deployed there. According to reports, the snap generator was half as big as the Hiroshima bomb and 7 plutonium devices were also transported to the top. A snow blizzard encountered the crew at a Camp 4 that is located at a height of 24,000 feet in October 1965, just as they were about to reach the summit's terminus. Manmohan Singh Kohli, the group's captain, had to make a quick choice, so he instructed the team to secure the device by creating caves, placing it inside those caves, tying it with ropes and securing it with buttons. Both the Indian and American intelligence officers were pleased with the arrangement, and the team returned because it was impossible to carry out the mission due to inclement weather. The device was missing, the ropes were broken, and things had fallen owing to an avalanche caused by a snow blizzard that caused alarm among the spy agencies of India and US when the party returned in 1966. Where the device disappeared is still a mystery and has not been cleared up yet. Do not forget, this was a covert operation and that it was only revealed to the world's media in the late 1970s. Then in Indian Parliament, then Prime Minister Morarji Desai recognized this operation. Numerous search efforts have been conducted since 1965, but nothing has been discovered. Radioactivity was checked in the water samples. According to certain stories, a crew allegedly discovered a round steel container in 1993 that contained the plutonium devices. It is suspected that the steel shielding came loose from the plutonium devices. The radioactive isotope plutonium Pu-238 was utilized in this expedition, and as it has a half life of the 88 years, there was still about 30 to 35 years to go. An additional device was put on Nanda Fort in 1967, very close to Nanda Devi peak. However, the location of the nuclear weapon from 1965 was not discovered. A plutonium device and nuclear device were misplaced in the mountains. Plutonium is a hazardous substance. Do not forget that this was a covert operation and that it was only revealed to the world's media in the late 1970s. It may or may not be the reason behind the current continuous incidents in Uttarakhand, but there are apprehensions about the nuclear device being present in the area. Friends, these apprehensions about the nuclear device is a matter of research, and it is a serious issues that need to be properly investigated. And of course, this is a very important issue because lots of mishappenings and natural hazards are going on in Uttarakhand. That's all for today. Bharat Mata ki Jai.